Welcome to another insightful installment of Drive Safe, where we learn how to drive safe, what to do on our roads, what not to do on our roads, so that all of us can prevent the carnage and stay alive, basically. Now, we're going to continue from where we left off the last time. But right before we get into today's installment, though, so you think you know. How much do you know about road signs? Well, look at this road sign and let's find out just how much you know. Now, at the tail end of today's segment, we're going to give you the correct answer, and you'll find out just how much you do know. I just want you to chip in on this, the trafficators, what I'm called traffic indicators. Now, you would notice that sometimes people want to switch lanes or they want to move in a certain direction, but they just negotiate. I mean, by the time you see them indicating, you are practically upon them. What should be done? What distance? I mean, how far ahead? Let's say I am going 50 meters ahead. I want to take the right turn. How soon within those 50 meters should I start indicating? Personally, I start doing it very early. I think it's best that way because then you give those behind you ample, warning that you're about to turn in this direction. But you see a lot of people, they are turning 10 meters ahead, 5 meters ahead, and they signal right at the turn. What should we know on that?
Good. Let's pick up very nice examples. For example, you are from TopTech, you are going to Joy Multimedia office, right? Naturally, you are supposed to drive in the outer lane, okay? The outer lane is meant for natural driving, which means that you must not go more than a certain speed, and then the inner lane is for either overtaking and coming back or having a natural speed of 50 kilometers in town. Now, when you are driving and then you want to shift any lane, the law states that you must indicate. For instance, if you are in the outer lane and you want to come to the inner lane, you indicate at least within a good time, depending on the speed of the vehicle, for every road user to know that you are coming to that lane. Now, this is what bothers us, and it's a big problem in Ghana, that as soon as you see any trafficator, the law is that slow down for the person to take his decision to come into the inner lane. But honestly, Ben, it never happens.
Most people don't.
When you see, I mean, I'm talking about natural Ghanaian driver. When the driver sees you that you want to shift lane, that's
they now
accelerate. And this is all bad. That doesn't bring road safety, for all of us to enjoy the road, right? So that is why anytime you see anybody indicating, he's begging you to say that I am changing lane. So you'll also have to slow down and then let the person come.
Is it also not, I'm not trying to justify this, but people tell you that it's offensive because the person did not indicate, and very late on when you're almost upon them, then they just want to. In fact, some of them don't even indicate, they just swoop in.
So that is so wrong. You cannot do that in driving. Anytime you want to change lanes, you have to use the indicator to tell other road users that this is what you want to do. You have to inform them of your intention. Now, when you are getting to a junction, okay, depending on the speed, at least between 20 to 50 meters before you get to that junction, you'll have to indicate to tell everybody. And then if you are driving again in the inner lane and you want to turn right, you don't be wicked enough to just cut in into somebody's, front of the vehicle and then turn right. You'll have to indicate in good time. That says the law. Indicate in good time, so that all road users,
in good time, but do we have any guiding principles when it comes to maybe distance?
So that is what vehicles? I'm saying, that between 20 and 50 meters.
20 and 50 meters.
Okay, before you get to the junction. And then it also depends on the speed at which you are all traveling. For instance, if you are traveling at a speed of 80 kilometers, you need to indicate almost about, half of a mile or about 100 meters, just indicate and tell everybody that, look, I am turning to the right, so please slow down. But there's something very interesting, and I'm sure that should be a whole topic, driving in the roundabout. Driving in the roundabout comes with very serious indication. For instance, if you're driving and you want to turn left in the roundabout, you have to 50 to 100 meters before you get to exit number 1 or you get to the roundabout, you have to indicate to your left to tell all road users that, look, I'm turning to the left. And you have to maintain driving in the inner lane, because in the roundabout, it is not marked. Okay, there's no roundabout which is marked with road markings. So you have to indicate 50 meters at least before you get to the roundabout, and still maintain, be lane disciplined by maintaining the inner lane and turn to exit number 1, exit number 2, and exit number 3. You start changing to the right.
Mr. Garbrah.
Now, with what I'm saying, it may confuse you, but we need to be there to see it ourselves.
Exactly. And I don't want you to drop all the apple, because you know what? We'll be getting into roundabouts. But we've spoken about trafficators today. At least we've learned a lot about the different types and what to do with them and how to signal to ensure that you keep yourself safe and you also signal other road users. It's also very important. You're protecting yourself, but you must also look out for others. This is Drive Safe with me, Benjamin Akakpo. I've been here with Mr. Cecil Garbrah. But right before we wrap today, so you think you know, well, that road signal that came up earlier, this is actually what it stands for. Thank you for watching.